Conditional green card holder, stop what you're doing right now, because these 3 mistakes when removing your conditions are ending cases in 2026. I'm your immigration attorney, Sékou Clarke, and in this video, I'm going to break down the 3 biggest mistakes conditional green card holders make when they're removing their conditions, but I'm also going to give you tips along the way. Mistake number 1, not preserving evidence. When people are removing their conditions, they tend to send in the same information as they did when they did their first green card interview. USCIS, they scrutinize the evidence because they want to make sure that you are continuing a life, you are continuing in a bona fide marriage. So you have to send updated bank statements, updated tax information, and that's one thing that they look at a lot. And last but not least, updated birth certificate. So if you had a child, you definitely want to do that. A problem I see within this problem is that people have children outside of the marriage and they leave it off the application, and that is a massive red flag. You have to send in updated information, or they're going to think that the marriage was not entered into in good faith, or you're no longer together at the time of the application. Mistake number 2, you get separated or you get divorced and you do not update USCIS. So you filed your green card, right, as a married couple. Then now it's the 2 years and you're removing your conditions, right? And you file that removal of conditions as a joint, meaning you and your spouse signed it. But during that period, right, so you got that 48-month extension after you filed removal of conditions, but you and your significant other, you and your spouse, you either separated, you moved out, or you filed a divorce. And then you did not amend your petition, right? You did not amend it, meaning you did not change it to now say that you're no longer filing joint and you're filing under good faith, meaning that you are saying that you entered into the marriage in good faith when you got your green card, but now the marriage hasn't worked out. People, you have to amend it, you have to update it, and you also still have to show them updated information. You cannot use a lease and you're no longer living together. And I say this a lot, you cannot use a lease and say you're no longer living together, right? But then you're saying you're doing a joint removal of conditions. No, they will go to the house and check. They will go to the property manager or go to the apartment to verify that lease address. And that is the quickest way for you to end up in removal proceedings after your case is denied. So if you're separated, you cannot file joint. If you no longer live together and no longer have a relationship, you can no longer file joint. If you got divorced or a person filed for divorce, you have to change, and you can change it to a good faith waiver where it's just you and you don't need your spouse, or you can do a VAWA, right? Meaning you were abused, or you can do a hardship waiver. And last but not least, number 3, reckless traveling. So conditional permanent residence, you are not official green card holders as yet. So you cannot travel for extended periods of time. You may be deemed to have abandoned your resident status. So, right? So that's the first type of reckless traveling. You definitely want to make sure that you are not outside of the country more than you are within the country. The second thing that you have to consider when you're traveling as a conditional green card holder, if you have left the country and you filed a removal of conditions, and that marriage, that underlying marriage is shaky, right? Meaning you have now separated, or a child was born outside of that marriage, they can deny the case while you're outside of the country. Or if you picked up some type of criminal conviction before you left and you haven't answered to an immigration judge, they can deny that removal of conditions while you are outside of the country. And guess what? You will have problems re-entering the country. And the worst one that I've seen, you cannot be traveling with someone other than your spouse. USCIS does get your records from CBP, right? So you can't be traveling with an ex, or you can't be traveling with another romantic partner other than your spouse. They will see those records and they will use their discretion to say that the marriage that you are trying to remove your conditions in wasn't valid. I hope that information was helpful, and I hope you take it into consideration when you are removing your conditions. And I say these things with utmost confidence because I've seen it in real time. I've seen it happen to people in their real lives, right? Not making it up for Instagram or for YouTube. So I've had one client who he traveled outside of the country, right? And he was trying to return into the country, but he traveled with a previous partner, right? So he did it one time. So he returned with that partner again, but that partner wasn't his wife. And you know what? His case was denied. Mind you, he removed the conditions, he had the 48-month extension, and the case got denied. And when he tried to re-enter the country, he got a notice to appear before an immigration judge. Another example that I can give you, a client that before they came to me, they tried to remove their conditions, right? And they separated from their spouse, but they still used the lease that both of them were still living there. And yes, the fraud investigation unit of USCIS, they went there not once, not twice, but 3 times. The first time they went, no one was there. The second time they went to the property manager to ask who resides at this address. And the third time, right, one of the spouses was there, and they asked them some questions. And from that, they made a determination that, look, this is not a joint removal of conditions. So by the time that client came to me, right, we had to amend that petition that this was an error and that this was actually a good faith marriage. So these things happen, and a lot of times people just aren't educated enough as to the process and the procedure, but also not knowing that USCIS, they are significantly more funded now than any other time in history. The big beautiful bill allotted millions of dollars for more USCIS officers, more surveillance of immigration evidence, so they will go the entire way. I hope this was extremely helpful to you. And if it was helpful, not to you, but it might be helpful to a friend, please like, share, subscribe so that I can continue giving more information to you. There's also links in the bio if you want to reach out to us directly.